Maybe I'll load up Facebook too. Just to make sure Facebook's working. All right, looks like, Jesus H. Christ. Okay, there's Facebook. Okay, we're good. I was just being an idiot for a second there. We got hold on a second. Give me a minute. We got D Live. Oh, YouTube. I don't even know if YouTube's working. Who knows if YouTube's working? How do you check? Chat is waiting for new messages. Okay. I guess I should look to see if YouTube's working. All right. Let me open up another tab here. Okay, I'll delete this one. Delete, 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 delete. Okay. Just give me a second here. I'm just setting up all my streams. Hey, Mazika. What's going on? I'm just making sure. I'm doing multi-streaming right now. I'm doing multicasting. I'm doing it on Facebook, on D Live, and YouTube. And I can see I'm live on Facebook. I can see I'm live on D Live. Now I got to just check YouTube. And the only reason why I'm doing YouTube is that way I could just save the videos there. Okay, let me go to my YouTube channel. Oh no, don't start with me. You son of a bitch, I'm starting to get frame buffering errors. Oh, don't do this to me. You're in Montreal on a trip now. Cool. Yeah, I'm in Toronto. I can see it's all rainy. I just let my dog in. I had to like towel her down because she was all wet. Okay, I'm going to close that window. I'm going to close this app because that seemed to help my stream before. Okay. Montreal, love Montreal. Montreal's awesome. I actually went to McGill, so I love Montreal. I'm going to go there this summer for sure. Okay. What am I going to do? I'm going to work on this painting. Let me just, I'm going to pull up this, I just got to open up this chat thing. There it is on Restream. Open in browser. Okay. So I'm just going to keep on working on this bad boy here. I'm going to work on the clouds a bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the trees here, these ones dark, so because it'll provide more contrast with the background, which I want to keep light. Okay. So I need a paintbrush. Where are my brushes? Oh, right here. I got lots. Actually, I have quite a few brushes. I got my short selection here, so let me get out a couple ones I like. That one is good. That one is good. Maybe this one and this one. Huh. Yeah, those should be good for now. So what you doing in Montreal? Is that too personal a question or something? Perhaps too personal. Okay. I'm just gonna put some white gouache down, and just for texture. You can hear my dog chewing on her kibble in the background. Crunch, crunch, crunch. What you doing in Montreal? Mazika 11-0. Don't be shy, it's just me. Oh, shitballs. Look at that. fucking squeezed out too much. See what I did there? Totally was not paying attention. And I squeezed it all out of the... That's a big waste, because actually, you know what I can suck it back in. I do it. Here's my trick. It's like toothpaste. You pinch it, and it sucks it back in. Okay, so these are going to be my fluffy clouds. I was actually looking to see if I had any acrylic paint, and I had a whole bunch, but it was so old, and I didn't have any white. All I wanted was a bit of white paint. And it's kind of funny, I'm painting off of the what do you call this? The tube. Painting off the tube. Right. John. What's up, John? Oh, that's too strong. Let me just grab some of that gouache. Too much gouache, just slapping it around. Okay, so my plan here, I guess, is to try to figure out what color would birch bark trees be in the shade. I'm going to go with gray, only because I remember that painting by Gustav Klimt, that one where it's very orange, and there's a tree here, and I think the one that's here has like dark along the bottom, and a lot of the small trees has dark. Like and I think his trees near the top were darker, and he's gray. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that that idea, because I'm sure he observed it. Like, I'm just making this shit up as I go, and just trying to play with memories I have, and then try to just imagine in my mind what it could be like. But I think I'll just lay down some light blue. No, I'm gonna make some gray. So, wheel watch, dude. Oh, okay, cool. Who's we, man? Is it just you? I wonder if I actually have gray paint. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? That's like the ultimate in laziness to buy gray paint. I don't think I have any. So I'll just take some of this white here that was on, squirted out. Problem is, I don't have a lot of white left. Okay. Purple, blue, cool colors. Yeah, thanks. If I just touch that, it's gonna just become immediately black, very dark. I just know it. See, you can barely even touch it. Okay, so what I'm thinking about is making, I bump the camera, making my birches here. See, look at it. It's going to go so dark so quickly. Look at that. Fuck me. I gotta go buy some more. I always never buy enough white. Okay. Excuse me. So, in an attempt to create some sort of lighting scenario, I guess I'm going to make these birches all gray. The ones in the front will be gray. Because if there's like there in the shadow, and then this is all going to be light, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with those guys over there. Something. I'll figure it out. I almost didn't do this painting. I almost was gonna. I had an idea for like. This is gonna sound really weird, but nude women standing like trees, and I was thinking specifically. I don't know why I'm jazzed on Klimt so much, but there's this one painting he did. Is it called like the 3 Stages of Women? Anyway, there's like there's an old woman, and it was like her hair's. She's very vertical and flat, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this sort of like this female figures that were like the trees in the forest. I thought that would be really cool, and I would, because Klimt had like this protege. It's got a weird sounding name. It's like Schnelde. I always forget his. I see it. I can read it. I can Oh, my light just turned off. Schnelde. What the hell is that guy's name? 10 people watching me? Get out of here. 10 people. Oh, we got seasick art from. So John, just so you know, I'm streaming on 3 platforms, so I might talk to different people. Like I'm talking to some people on D Live, and I'm talking to you on Facebook. So hi, seasick art on D Live. Anyhow, someone could look it up. His name's like he just looks like his paintings he does are more of I think female figures, and he looks his style is almost identical to Klimt's style, and that's where he has a lot of white shapes of the figures with sort of drawn lines and very distinctive looking body types. It's kind of neat, I'm not impressed by the protege guy. What the fuck was his name? Schnelde or something. It just feels like a ripoff of like Klimt. What's that guy's name? I'm just gonna Google it right here. I'm gonna go to my desktop. We gotta go to here. Just give me a sec. Okay. Who am I talking about again? Klimt? I'm going to type in Klimt, Klimt, Klimt Protege, Protege. I just got to remember this guy's name. There it is. Egon Schiele. Like, who the hell knows how to pronounce that name? I don't. Anyway, so here's the guy. Remember I said it was very white. He would often do characters with white with these distinctive lines. Like this is Egon Schnelli's. It's cool. I like the forms and shapes and stuff. It's neat, but it feels like such a ripoff of Klimt. So that's why I'm not that impressed with the guy. Like, look at this. This is totally Klimt right here. See these design patterns and these like big shapes with smaller patterns. That's like 100% Klimt. Like that's Klimt. Everyone knows this one, right? Here you go. Here's an example of what I mean by Schnelde, where he has very white figures, and he has like just lines around them. Like most of his characters like that, so it's very distinctive. Anyhow, I was thinking about something like this. Okay, this is not the exact drawing I was thinking about, but there's one where there's an old woman standing there, kind of like this, and I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to have a bunch of figures that were standing very firm and tall and thin, and they would be replacing the trees. Okay, Klim, Klimt, old woman. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh yeah, here. This is exactly the painting. Okay, 3 Stages of Woman. That's what it's called. Fuck. See, I went to art school. Here you go. You see this character? I don't know if you can see it very well, but see how she's in a profile, and she's very vertical, and I love her hands. They're awesome. And her hair was hanging down. Remember I said that? Anyhow, I thought it'd be really neat and kind of spooky if, let me go top down. If in another painting, check it out. These were all like women standing there, or men too. I do men too. It doesn't matter. But yeah, okay. Kind of get excited about silly things, don't I? Okay. So my plan is just to work on this tonight. I started this one earlier on today. I should move that away. Right on. Got an ice cream from Mizika. Mizika sounds very Japanese. Mizika. Chotto Nihongo harashimasu. I just said I speak a little Japanese. Because like over 20 years ago, I lived in Japan for a year. That was pretty cool. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And the other thing, if I recall from Klimt's painting, he was like a master of doing beautiful patterns. He would just come up with these really intricate little patterns that just would mesmerize you. So I like to take ideas from different painters that I admire. So for sure, there's a bit of a Monet flavor here with these things going on. My favorite of all time is always Van Gogh, and it's hard, you know. I purposely don't do it too similar because it's just too easy to copy now. He's got a formula. Once you know the formula, you can just do it. I don't mean to say his stuff is easy. It's just you know, he does some a few distinctive things, and if you do it repeatedly, it looks too much like Van Gogh. Try to come up with my own thing, obviously. Polish. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. There's lots of Z and S's and consonants. Polish. Right on. I was just going to say, because that doesn't sound like an actual Japanese name, like they actually have a vowel and a consonant next to each other. Kake kukeko sase suse. So if it was a Japanese, it would be Mizaka. So my name was Joshu-san. They couldn't say Josh because you always have to have a vowel after a consonant. So there's no such thing as a sh sound. It's sasi suse so, shashi shushe sho. They actually also don't have like an R. It's a combination of a D and an R. That's why they have such troubles with R's, because they don't have it in their language, their alphabet. Japanese are pretty cool people, man. They are a dichotomy. They are true dichotomy. They're so progressive and also, I don't want to say regressive, but definitely like traditional to a fault. Like you could go, I mean, I'm sure things have changed somewhat, but you could go walking downtown. I didn't even live in a big town. It was like the 21st largest city in Japan called Hamamatsu. And you could be walking downtown and there would be like kids with like, you know, I wouldn't describe the style, whatever sort of kind of out there funky style. And then next to them would be someone wearing like a full on kimono, you know, and it was just normal. It was just, they really respected their own culture. That was kind of cool. And I got to participate a lot in a lot of things. Like I was part of the kite festival in Hamamatsu. These aren't ordinary kites. These are like giant fucking kites that take like 6 people to hold on to. It was cool. They had to go and like custom make, and it's like a competition between the towns, right? So I was the huge gaijin. Gaijin means like foreigner, barbarian, and they got me one of their costumes, like the special uniforms. They had to have it special made because it was too big, and they couldn't get one that fit me. So they made one, which is kind of nice. It was just for this one day. Got a photo of me somewhere, but I don't think I have the actual thing anymore. Japan is surely a different experience compared to the Western world. I admire countries that stick to their traditions. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Zolfo, name please? What do you mean? Whose name? I'm just talking to someone on Facebook, and he said, so beautiful, and then he said, name please. I don't know. My name? This is Josh. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Oh, sorry, John, you wrote a bunch of stuff too here. Sets, electricians, light designers, sound crew. Damn it. Sorry, John, I missed the context. I didn't see your text. So whatever, I don't know the context of your comment about set designers and light crew. Sorry, pal. The painting, the name. Oh, I don't have a name. Oh, I'm calling it Some Trees Number 4. Because I was like, I couldn't think of a name for the first one. And I was like, okay, here's a painting of some trees. And then I did another one, and I said, okay, here's some more trees. And then by the third one, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to call them Some Trees Number 1, 2, 3. So this is number 4. Some Trees Number 4. Because, you know, it's some trees, isn't it? Phew. Okay. So... we're doing some pretty good streaming here. So, you can see it on my screen. Well, I could use some gray in the clouds. Try to like create some sort of clouds. Hey, no problem. Adolfo. Adolfo, you Italian? Io parlesi un poco italiano. Poco. She went to art school very briefly in Italy, in Siena, Italy. If you're from Italy, I got a cool story for you. Because you would know Siena, and you would know the horse racing. I'll tell the story anyhow, just for the fuck of it. Okay, I'd mark Some More Trees, truly historical piece. Yeah, right, exactly. I was going to call the second one Some More Trees, but the problem is I got to a third one. I was like, what do? We call it Even More Trees? And then the fourth one, like to call it, damn, that's a lot of trees. But I want to do more paintings, so I just numbered them. People do take art too seriously. Take it too seriously. I was just looking at some pictures of this guy named Cy Wombly. And he had a wicked, cool-ass studio. And the guy just did doodly shit. Like, he just honestly did doodly, giant fucking doodles, which were probably fun as hell to do. And just living the dream, man. That's what I want to do. I want to do a bunch of fucking doodly doodles that... So, okay. Prep crews for Resurrection Sunday services at Hudson Church. Girl is texting. Be right back. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Prep crews for Resurrection Sunday. I don't know, man. Are you talking about... Where's Hudson Church? I think you're... John... Oh, your girls texting. Be right back. All right. Well, John's girls texting some stuff about a church being Sunday services at Hudson Church. I don't even know what like country you're in. Probably doing a little drinking, are you? I got a really awesome place to stay. Well, I mean, if you're looking for a really cool place to stay in Montreal, there's a place called, is it called The Loft? Oh, fuck, I forgot the name. I was there on the opening night. This is on opening night when it opened up. It was right on St. Catharines and St. Denis. Yeah, just on the southwest corner. You go down that, there's a little driveway, go down it, and there's this wicked, like, how do you even describe it? It's a super cool boutique hotel, and each room is different, and each one is like a wicked New York style loft. There's no amenities, there's no swimming pool, there's no gym, but when you walk in, you feel like you're at some super high end, beautiful, freaking like condo that you own, and you like, it's got a kitchen, it's got like a living room, there's like open concept. The one we stayed, I was with my girlfriend at the time, we stayed in one. The whole bathroom was an enclosed glass box sort of, but it was thick glass so you couldn't see through, and it was just like this, you walked into a work of art, man. I would definitely stay there, but I'm lucky because I got a very good friend lives in Montreal, and so I just stay at his house now. Yeah. Wait, I can't see what it on my screen here. Check this out. Let me go to my desktop. Look at this. Your texts are blocked by this stupid treasure chest thing. Okay, where it says here. Okay, sounds awesome. Actually, I might check it out next time I'm visiting. Here, I'll find the hotel. It's totally. Let's call it. It's called the Lounge Hotel. Loft Hotel. I think it's the Loft Hotel. I think it's this one. Come on, click. Where's their website? Yeah, I think this looks like it. I wonder if I can show you if. Yeah, this is it. This might have been the room I stayed in, actually. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is definitely a hotel, because I remember this weird, funky chair. But you got to go check it out. So check out the Loft Hotel in Montreal. It's just so, like, each room is different. You feel like you're in this really awesome, like, look at cool giant mirror with this beautiful view. And you walk out and you're in Saint Denis in Saint Catherine, which is like really awesome place to be. Yeah, I was in this room here, the red room, I think. Because that looks like, I think I remember it was red. Isn't that cool? All right. So that's my hotel tips for the day. Let me go back to painting this MFR. Okay. I should do maybe, well, okay, first I'm going to finish filling in the trees with the gray, and then I might go in and do some pencil work. I'm thinking. Yeah, I've been eating that. Okay, so for pencil work, I'm going to go to my tried and true buddy Van Gogh, and I'll show what I mean. I'm going to make some hard, here we go. Here's the hard edge Van Gogh stuff I was telling you about. I'm letting that, I'm following these lines, and also, like, I'm not making it straight. I'm you know how trees always have bumps and curves and stuff? So I'm purposely, see, I've already traced it in a red, so it's kind of nice that it's actually blue as well. Isn't that kind of cool? I just like, if you look up close, here, after I finish this line, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's all these little subtle things that I think make drawings nice. Okay, look at this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you go up close to here, where's my finger? Here, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's hard to tell actually. There's actually a purple line just inside that dark blue line I just did. But it's weird. I can see it really clearly on my screen and in real life, like right here. But maybe you can't see it so well. I don't know. Okay, so, and maybe I'll just draw some shapes and things. I'll just come in here and I'll just, you know. Here, let's give this guy some dark blue too. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking about, like, if I can make the foreground trees come forward more and then have that, you know, that it's meant to be like atmospheric perspective where things are lighter in the background because that's where the light is. So I'm going to just slowly add some darkness to these spaces, to these trees here. Like, yeah, I'm going to do some more outlines. The outlines look nice. I'm going to sharpen this pencil. I'll kind of screw this up a little bit. I noticed I put too much water, so it's not really doing much for me. Okay. Okay. So the trick is to do thinner lines for your thinner trees. Like these big ones, I just push down hard, like. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. Do not read out loud. There are 3 crews here. We're setting stage for Sunday service and watching you. Do a good job. What? Fuck that. Don't read out loud. I'm gonna talk as loud as I want. See, if anyone tells me not to do something, I'm always gonna do the opposite. I'm like, if you want me to do something, John, say, whatever you do, please talk as loud as you can, so I will shut the fuck up. I never, ever, I'm very predictable like this. When someone asks, if you ask me nicely, oh yes, I'll be happy to. But I'm not good with someone trying to tell me what to do. I revert back to my rebellious 15-year-old self. In the immortal words of Rage Against the Machine, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. See, that's the music I grew up with. Rage Against the Machine. Grew up, but that was more like my mid-20s. So John is... You have 3 crews here. Prep for Resurrection Sunday service at the church. That's interesting. I don't know anything about that, to be absolutely honest. I got to research this whole resurrection thing. Like, my understanding of Easter, and this is how pathetic my biblical understanding is. Like, Jesus was dead, and they put him in a cave came back to life and he moved the rock out of the way, and that freaked people. The people were like, holy Christ. No, I mean, they wouldn't say holy Christ, would they? That would be kind of funny. Or maybe they did. Did you know most French words are religious? Like coles, esti, coles. It means like chalice. I'm talking about French Canadian swear words. Anyhow. Okay. Let me just read this thing here. It says here. I'm trying to read your thing here. Do you have a tip how to get into painting backgrounds? I find it hard having a good composition. Well, here's the thing. I don't know about tips, man. I think I go 100% on instinct. I don't think about it. I feel it. Like I feel something feels right. There are things you can follow. So what you can do is research the golden rule. Research the Fibonacci pattern and golden rule. Okay, just Google golden rule. Okay, and that'll teach you a little bit. There is something aesthetically pleasing about a certain percentage of your view space broken down. So like a thirds, right? So like I just naturally made this horizon. That's probably the golden rule. My thing is naturally golden rule. I didn't even think about it just till we brought it up. That's probably golden rule. That's golden rule. You know, the relationship between here and here is a golden rule. It's kind of creepy that I'm actually looking at it and going, holy shit, I just do it naturally. So that's one place you can start with composition if that's what you want to do. And you could, and there's lots of people who talk about it. Like you can go back to Da Vinci, but yeah, start there. Literally, just start with the golden rule. The other thing you could do is look at other paintings that you admire and steal some of their ideas. Maybe you steal the composition, but totally change the style. What is your favorite music when you're painting? I like all kinds of music, man. For some time, I was into the Interstellar soundtrack. I like all kinds of music. Recently, I was into some music I haven't listened to a long time, since the 90s, like Massive Attack, and I could name it, like I could just go off. I could say Sneaker Pimps. I could say I like a lot of Peter Gabriel's older stuff. I like early Genesis, when Peter Gabriel was part of the band. I like just so many. I mean, it really depends on the mood. The other day I was into Spiral Gyra, and I made a painting called Catching the Sun because it was based on Spiral Gyra. There's a painting, if you go to my website, it's one of the last 10 paintings, I think. Catching the Sun. So I know I'm doing it upside down, it doesn't really matter, but I was thinking about that painting by Klimt, and he was cool. Like I'm stealing ideas from Klimt right now, where the bottom of his birch trees had like green moss growing on it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm stealing some of his things. But honestly, my real secret though is I just don't give a shit, man. I just go for it. I just say, fuck it. And I just start doing things. And I also I just know everything's going to work out just fine. This is a nice color. Look at this. I don't know what this is called. Actually, the stream is pretty stable. Look at that. Only 0.4 drop frames. I just upgraded my internet connection, so it's because I wanted to stream in a higher resolution, and the only way is I had to change the package. So I'm streaming at 5,000 or 5 megabits per second on the up, which is good. So Aldolfo, are you in Italy or what? That sounds like an Italian name. I grew up with a lot of Italian guys. My neighborhood when I was growing up. Portuguese, Italian, black, Chinese. I guess we had everybody really when you think about it. I'm trying to think of like who all my friends were. Because Alcina and Alcina and what was the other street that was around the corner from me? It was very Italian and Portuguese. And then the street next to me was very Chinese. And then over toward Oakwood, about half my friends there were black. And then I don't even know I'm talking about this. Oh, because I'm asking if he's Italian. Oh, New York City, New York. I'm from New York. You know, New York's all right, man. New York's okay. I like it for short amounts of time. It's like, that's the only city in the world. Well, that's not true. It's one of the cities in the world where you don't need to plan anything. You just walk outside and shit happens. Like you could just all day you could just walk around and just weird thing happens. The people are surprisingly super friendly in the most part. I mean, actually, I almost moved to Manhattan as part of a startup. We were doing the guy, Stephen Lane was the guy. He was a PhD from Princeton, and he had this idea to do a virtual 3D character, right? It was AI. He built some AI software, and I was going to do the front end because I did video game development, right? And I almost moved to New York to be part of his startup, and I'm glad I didn't do that because it didn't go anywhere after a while. And eventually, I think he sold the software to the military. And the company is called Sovos. Yeah, so he had an office right right downtown Manhattan. I want to say 5th Street. I can't remember. This was this in the 90s or the early 2000s? I can't remember. And every time I'd go to New York, I'd stay at this W Hotel, which was nice, but the rooms were so fucking small. You know, you pay a fortune for this tiny little box. And I don't like that. I like space. I like having space. So I don't care how much money I got paid. I didn't want to. New York's a city, one of those cities where you have to make a lot of money just to have a, not even, I wouldn't even say comfortable lifestyle, just to like be able to have a kind of life where you can go to the gym, you know, and like have basic stuff like that. But I've never that was never worth it for me to do that sacrifice. New York. Yeah, so the people were always pretty cool in New York. At least they were crazy as fuck. Some of the people were just crazy as hell. Just lunatics. And loud. But loud but more genuine. I liked it much better than... It's getting more expensive. I know, yeah, totally. I've got relatives who live in California, Santa Monica, and LA and stuff, and I would much rather be in New York than there because there's such phony shitheads out there. They're so fucking fake. The Hollywood people. Kiss her cheek. No thanks. Toronto is like New York, but you have to drive 10 minutes to get anywhere that's cool. We have everything New York has, but in New York, it's there in front of you. In Toronto, you gotta go out to do it. So if you want to do some, like, I remember I went to visit a friend of mine, and it was funny. He was he's a Filipino dude. That doesn't really matter as much that he was like a stockbroker, but he had tattoos covering his body except for where you could see. So he had like almost like Yakuza tattoos everywhere except for like that. And he thought just for fun, he tried to take me somewhere radical. So he took me to an S&M high-end French restaurant. And the curtains were it was all thick red velvet curtains, so you couldn't even see in. But as soon as you walked into the restaurant, there was like contraption, like a wooden thing where there was a guy basically naked with someone's like whipping his ass, and it was one of the patrons. You sit down at this, and they give you a menu, and half of it's ridiculously expensive French food, and the other half is the humiliation thing menu, where you choose to be put up in front of everybody, hung like handcuffed or whatever the hell it was, and then you could say, "Oh, I would like to have my ass whipped," or whatever it was, and it was just like, holy fuck, only in New York would there ever be like a full-on S&M restaurant. And it's called like something like Marquis de Sade or something. I don't know if it's still there. This was a long time ago. This was like, that was when I was doing my Manhattan runs. So that, but isn't that funny? It's kind of funny. New York has too many cultures and diversity. Oh, it's true. New York is it's kind of similar to Toronto in that aspect. You've got everybody, but I think the way I think New York is more like, is more segregated. Like people have neighborhoods. We definitely have neighborhoods for sure. Like where I live is very Chinese. I would say, yeah, it's probably half Chinese, almost a half white, whatever that is, because you could say you're Polish or something, or I don't know, whatever the fuck white is, and then mixes of everyone else in there. And ironically, I used to live downtown Toronto in what's called Little Italy, but it was way more Portuguese. I don't like this over here, whatever I've done here. This is crappy. Okay, so maybe... I'm not quite sure. I think I need to go darker. I think I actually need to go darker with some of these. So I'm purposely letting the pencil show through so that it shows the texture of the drawing, just for the heck of it. Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to make these trees jump out more. So I'm going to darken them all up here near the top. I might come back after and paint them up some more. I kind of think I need to do a whole bunch of more trees, because it's kind of weird that there's just a couple just sort of sitting here out in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Thanks, man. I'll try. Backroom seems just tough for some reasons. Maybe I'll make this tree come back down a bit more. Ah, shit. Just because, like if these are going to be the light, I would have happened to those guys who are setting up their religious churchy thing. Do not read out loud. You use a pen then paint. Is it the actual size or making bigger? I'm not sure what you mean by making bigger. This is the actual little drawing painting. I don't know. I think I started with a sketch. Yeah, I definitely started with just drawing a composition. If you're on Facebook, you can just scroll down to the last live stream that I just did earlier today. Isn't it there? Did I delete it? Oh, wait. It's not on Facebook. That's weird. Facebook didn't save my live stream. I was streaming here earlier on today. Now it's gone. Maybe it doesn't save. That's weird. Anyhow. Yeah, because I streamed the beginning of it where I started by doing a drawing. I'm kind of losing my steam a bit. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my my steam a bit. This is gonna have to go to a third painting session. Yeah, I could just tell. I just don't have enough energy to continue. Like I want to do the clouds and make them more pronounced. Like maybe I need to maybe I can try drawing what I'm thinking. Here, I'm kind of thinking something like this. Like that sucks. Try that again. Oh yeah, there's so much I need to do. Like I just don't like this stuff here. There's something ugly about that green here. This whole area. I gotta do something there. And now these clouds too, like gotta figure out how do I I don't know. I could do something. Something's not right. And I can always come in with the oil pastels. Oh, son of a bitch. Goddamn ringing. Just try coming in and just doing some shit like this. People in New York has to, or at least try to get along. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's the same time. I'm in Toronto, so we're in the same time zone. Yeah, it's 12:25 a.m. Yeah, we're not too far away. Well, this is oil pastel, and it just sort of smudges stuff out a bit, softens it out. I don't really need to do this, but I just feel like it. Oh, that's the wrong color. No, this one. This. So would these trees actually, would they actually be white? If they're in the light, how would they? I got to figure this out. I got to do a little bit of, I got to put some thought into these trees here. Oops. I think I'm like, yeah. Well, I was trying to like make it so that it was, you feel like you're inside this area where these trees are, like this darker zone, if you want to call it that. So I'm going to make it a bit darker over here. What colors do I have? Oil pastel. I don't really have a huge selection of oil pastels, so I probably have to paint it in, I guess. I could try drawing it in. Let me just see. It's not dark enough. I like doing a variation of different things. So when you get close to it, you're like, whoa, that's all kinds of cool things happening. Like I'll let the water drip. I'll also do like little tiny marks with crayon, with pencils. Just looks more interesting, and it's more like a fantasy world of some kind. Just definitely want this to be a little darker here. why don't I do this? This will be kind of fun. I'm going to put a red outline around these trees. Do you mix colors to get a particular... So yes, normally when I'm painting, I create my own, but I kind of went a little crazy and I bought a whole ton of these little gouache paints. So the pros and cons are, cons, well, there aren't really many cons other than you got to buy a lot of them. The pros are you're guaranteed to get that same color. Like if you like a certain color, you just pick that tube and you get that same color again. I don't normally work in gouache. Normally I work in oil paints. And I do a lot bigger paintings. This is tiny. This is a tiny little cute thing compared to what I normally do. And what I'm trying to say is purple is what I need. What I'm trying to say is, depending on the type of painting I'm doing, these ones, I have so much variety, I don't have to do a lot of mixing. I mean, I do. If you look at my palette here, you can see I do a fair amount of mixing. And actually, sometimes what I do is I just put the paint right on top of the thing, and I mix it right on here. So, yeah. Okay, I kind of feel like this has got to stop for the night. I got to step back and look at it because it's getting a little bit choppy. It's it's losing maybe some of the, like I kind of feel like I put too much gray in here and not enough white definition. Because that is one of the things that make a birch tree distinctive is the white parts of it. Anyhow, I'm gonna stop here for tonight. And the only reason why I didn't start doing different painting is because I didn't want to have to take this piece out, and because what you do is it's a big block. What you do is you take a knife and you cut it out. Once it's off, it's just not part of this nice block. And when it's a nice block, it's easy to paint on. So that's why I sort of like felt compelled to continue to do this one. Anyhow, you guys have a good night. And I might paint this weekend if I have time. Yeah, take it easy. I'm going to try to figure out how to stop this thing now. I got to go to this software. And I'm going to turn it off. Okay, bye.